I am so convinced that there is this thin veneer between where people are and success. And that thin veneer is just a set of ideas. You have a bad set of ideas that lead you to be undisciplined. Discipline really is the secret thing that unlocks everything. The question becomes, and
I agree with that.
I want to ask you,
Discipline's
what
better
do
than
you
motivation.
tell people, as somebody who clearly has a lot of discipline, what do you say to somebody who just can't get themselves to do it?
I say set very, very, very small, short-term achievable goals for yourself. Just like you said, tell yourself you're going to go to bed at 10 o'clock and go to bed at 10 o'clock. You have to learn to trust yourself before you actually can gain the discipline, I think, to even be an entrepreneur, develop good work habits. You have to actually gain your own trust. And so the only person that knows that you keep letting yourself down is yourself, right? So you go, you know what, I'm going to start working out tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to, I bought this weight set, I put it in the other room. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do 25 air squats and 25 push-ups, and I'm going to do that breath work that I heard on Tom's podcast, and then you don't. Right? And I think that degrades your belief and your confidence in yourself. And once that's gone, your ability to get outside of that and develop any kind of work ethic, in my opinion, is eroded. Right? It just has to start with the little incremental wins for yourself. You can lie to everybody else, but just don't lie to yourself. Right? I mean, you wake up in the morning and you say, okay, well, you know, I like what Gary said on that podcast, and it's not going to cost me a dime to wake up every morning. Within 30 minutes, I'm going to find a place to sit down, expose my skin to sunlight, and I'm going to do 3 rounds of 30 breaths. And give yourself that win and start doing that every single day. And as you actually get in the habit of being disciplined to the promises that you make to yourself, it makes other promises you make even to other people become that much more likely to be fulfilled, in my opinion.
Most people still won't do it. And the reason I think they won't do it is there's 2 things. One, identity, but identity is ultimately going to be the outcome of wanting it badly enough. And
well, wanting it badly enough, but then also, like you said, you have to put it into action.
Which you won't do, though, if you don't want it badly enough. What do you so for me, the foundation is desire. That's it. If you don't have desire, nothing else will happen. What's the foundation for you?
Well, I would say that's desire is probably the same motivator. I mean, it's if you have desire, then you can actually develop the discipline. And I'm with you too. I think that discipline is more important than motivation, right? Because motivation kind of comes and goes. People wait to get motivated to work out rather than the discipline to work out. It's kind of the David Goggins method. I think about it when every time I walk up to a cold plunge, I always have 5 other things that I'd rather do. And I walk up to the cold plunge and I take my shorts off and I take my shirt off and I do 4 deep breaths and I get in the water while I'm negotiating with myself that I should just go down and get a cup of coffee, or maybe I'll just do my breath work first, or you know what, maybe I'll just go check on Sage real quick. And, instead of negotiating with myself, I just get in a cold plunge. So that's what I do. Wake up. That's the thing I did mention. I wake up, brush my teeth, splash water on my face. And before I even walk to the kitchen and start breath work or sit out in the sunlight, I get in a cold plunge.
Really? Before the breath work?
Yeah. It's my cold plunge is right. I mean, I have my bed, bathroom, cold plunge. And so I literally wake up, go to the bathroom, I walk over to my sink, splash water on my face, I brush my teeth, I walk in the other room, and I get in the cold plunge. And the entire time, I'm thinking about reasons why I don't want to get in the cold plunge.
Don't I know it?
And the entire time that I'm walking over there. And then usually I'm about 15 seconds in the water, and I'm like, shit, I'm in the cold plunge. Because I just do it as a matter of discipline. But I've never regretted it once, when I've gotten out. But I think that, back to your, theory on really supporting people and trying to, figure out how much rope can I give them to become the person that they truly have the potential to become. I think that developing that discipline, and also back to what you were saying about diet, your diet or your supplementation or your lack thereof has a massive impact on your capacity to function optimally, and that includes your mental state. Because we know, and you're probably well aware of this, that there's a very interesting study by MIT in 2016. They published a study that irrevocably proved that the amygdala in the brain, where we feel emotion, is the sole gateway to the hippocampus, to where our memory is stored. right? So there's essentially one corridor that we can travel down to enter our memory. And it is through the hippocampus. It's through the emotional state of the body. So in other words, your current emotional state does determine what memories you retrieve. The memories that you retrieve also project into your conscience and help determine your future. So your current emotional state, if it determines what memories you retrieve, and your memories you retrieve determine what projects into your conscience, then it really means that your current emotional state determines your future. So if we could help people get control of their emotional state, which begins with having the right raw materials and the right physiology in your body so you actually can experience the full spectrum of emotion, then I think you give people a better shot at walking into the future that they want to design for themselves. But if you don't learn to control your emotional state, you'll never control it.